Well, because there's been updates since my last video on European train travel, and because I've added a trip to Spain for spring break, well, let's share those with you. First, you might do a good airline search. I like to use cheap tickets, no liability or warranty implied. You might do the old flexible date search. I actually got both tickets for a little bit over $600. Sometimes that's good, sometimes not. Here's my tentative schedule for my week in Spain, and here's my 3 weeks tentative for summer. I did my obligatory analysis of arrival and departure times. I like to kind of space them long, short, and so on. And, well, let's see. You got to do your Portuguese tickets only in Portugal. Spanish tickets are not available with URail, not Rail Europe anymore, and searching for the various pass combinations. They have possibilities for a global pass for 33 countries, and you choose the dates, flexible. They have a supposedly good bargain here, or you can do continuous. I do the senior, which is a 10% discount. Contrary to what they say, I find the best deal is the 22-day pass. Well, the site for European train information is the German site bahn, bahn.de. Everything's available except commuter trains in Spain. We'll see that later. Looking at that, I realized I had an extra day on the front or the end of my pass, so I made a relatively cheaper reservation at the front end. Should have made it at the back end, because it turned out they changed the arrival times of my flight. Here's the Portuguese site. Wait till you get to Portugal. You can't make reservations outside with the pass. Here's the Spanish site. Provides information including those commuter trains, cercanías. And here are some sample reservations. Notice the one in the middle is Avlo. That's slightly cheaper, but far cheaper is the Ouigo site, spelled with the French because it's a French firm, but they operate in Spain, available in English. Here's some reservations I made because they were actually just about as cheap as just the reservation had I been able to make them on URail, which I cannot for Spain. Here's the French version of the Ouigo sites. These operate mostly out of Paris, and it's only in French. Here's the SNCF site. That's the French railroad in contrast. Here's a reservation between Nantes and Paris. Really priced to move. Trouble, it was late in the day. I wanted to go and see the sites on the TER regular train, including maybe Chartres and Versailles. Well, for spring break, I'm going to Spain, arriving in Barajas, the airport, and here are the Cercanía commuter trains. There's a direct one to downtown, and here's also the metro. That availability is also true. We'll find this is also relevant for making connections for some of those. Notice, brand new, Madrid Atocha is now called Madrid Almud. That's something to keep in mind. Here's a ticket to Salamanca, leaving from Principio, which best way to get there is via the commuter Cercanía. And if I read the ticket correctly, you should get a complimentary admission. We'll see. Here's a ticket from Lille, Flanders, avoiding the inability and higher price from Belgium. So instead, I'll do a connection from Brussels to Lille, Flanders. And we make reservations for our other journeys. I could do that on the German site, but better is to do the Austrian site for travel from Munich to Italy. It's cheaper. And indeed, you'll see it's only €3, and it's on a Eurocity Classic train. And indeed, here's that reservation. Note, they may charge you an extra €10 surplus, which is consistent with all other Italian trains. And I'll be using that to connect from Milan in German, if you will, to Mannheim on probably my favorite train, and great meal service. It has something called Niga technique. It rocks to go fast through the longest tunnel in the world. Here's an addendum. I'm going from Paris to Barcelona, And by the way, do these 3 months in advance because otherwise the French have limited reservations.